Ah, you certainly didn't lie. This is a healthy-looking specimen. To be sure. Very well then. Here's your payment. Hello there. Shh. I'm sure you're frightened, being locked up in chains like this for so long. Don't worry. I'm going to take you away from this awful place. There. Just take it slow. There's no rush. You can lean on me if you aren't ready to walk on your own just yet. That's it. This way, dear. There's a carriage waiting for us. You're doing very well. Just watch your step getting in. There we go. Go ahead and lay back. Do you need anything? I imagine you probably haven't eaten properly lately. I've had some chilled wine in here, and some nice fresh fruit. Of course, dear, just be careful not to spill. The road is a little bumpy at times. I hope it helps the soreness, at least a little bit. Now, time for introductions. My name is Charlie. What's yours? Well, it's lovely to meet you. If you don't mind me asking, how did you end up with this slave trader? Ah. Hmm. Oh dear. That was horrible luck. It always saddens me to hear stories like that. Well, things will be looking up for you from now on. Don't you worry. Oh my. I'm afraid you must have gotten the wrong idea. I wouldn't say that I necessarily saved you. At least not in the sense that I plan on letting you go. I bought you. To be honest, you were quite expensive. Though, I'm sure you're well worth the price. Shh. None of that now. Although, I do understand how you must feel, to be honest. I abhor slave traders. I really do. I can't imagine how twisted a person has to be in order to make a career out of it. And yet, I quite literally couldn't live without them. Well, dear, it's really quite simple. I'm a vampire. Didn't you notice my fangs? Well, it is nighttime, I suppose. But yes, I am more or less what you're imagining. Undead, drinking blood, that whole bit. But what you probably don't realize is that there are quite a few vampires who don't enjoy bringing harm to others. In fact, there are enough of us for a whole city which is where we are right now. So rather than sulk about it at night, draining people dry, we worked out a system. Having such a long life means you can amass quite a bit of wealth. And we use that to buy slaves who would otherwise go off in who knows where, rather than live a life of pain and toil. You'll be able to live comfortably with me in my mansion. All I ask is you return a small bit of blood every day, so often. Now hush. It's really not as bad as you think. I have quite a few rescued slaves. I'll call them my dear ones. The point of all of this is so I spread my feedings across many different people each night. I have 3 or 4 of my dear ones on duty for feeding. I take safe amounts of blood from each one of them. After that, I won't feed until it's their turn again. That way they have a chance to replenish their blood. See, dear, I'm very careful about it. All the vampires here, we all care about you and want to make sure you're safe. Why we use slaves? Well, it's true that I'd much rather take in willing participants, but it's so much a stigma surrounding vampires. So hardly every other volunteer, which is a shame because it's quite a generous offer, I'd say. Aside from the feedings, the only thing you need to do is take some shift helping with chores or just as a decoration. I like to have some of my tier ones just dress up in cute outfits and sit around the mansion for me to look at. Aside from that, oh dear, are you crying? Dear, are you afraid? Shh, it's all right. I know that it's a lot to take in. Your old life is over, and that's very hard to accept. I felt scared too when I became a vampire. I was drained in my sleep, so I didn't even understand what was happening at first. I just woke up to a figure leaping out my window. I felt cold, so cold, and I immediately was thirsty for blood. That is an awful experience, and by the time I figured out that what happened, I knew I didn't want that to happen to anyone else. That's why I do this. You see, I know I might seem like I stole your old life from you, but I swear I would never hurt you. I'm saving you from a much worse fate. I promise you that. Well, as long as you're under my roof, I will take care of you and keep you safe. I'm your owner now. And I will take that responsibility very seriously. You're still scared, aren't you? Oh, poor thing. I wish there was something I could say to make you feel at ease. Although there's perhaps something, if you would be willing to hear me out, perhaps we could do a small feeding right now. Shh, please don't panic. This is an option, dear. You must give me some of your blood eventually. I know it sounds frightening. It's nowhere near as bad as I'm sure you're imagining. Keep in mind, I slept through being completely drained. Well, mostly drained. To be turned, you only have to lose enough blood to die. Sorry, not helping. The point is, it's not actually painful. I hear it's a bit uncomfortable if you're not used to it, but it can also be very relaxing. It would calm your nerves and you wouldn't have to spend days worrying about it. Once you realize how easy it is, it won't... I don't want to pressure you into doing. It's your decision, but I really think it would be the best choice to just get it over with. Oh, you'll do it. I'm glad to hear. Just one moment. We're almost there. Best not do this while we're moving, of course. Driver, stop right here, outside the gates, would you? Thank you, dear. Okay. Are you ready? Come over here. Sit next to me. Good. Take a nice deep breath and let me just look at the neck. Ah, yes, I know it's dark. For you, at least, don't worry. Vampires have terrific night vision. I can see you perfectly. Good. You have a nice spot that's just perfect to bite into. This will be easier for you. Just for most. Go ahead and lean your head back a bit and to the left. There. Okay, here I go. There we are. See, it wasn't that bad after all, was it? Oh, here, I kept some bandages in the carriage for moments like this. Press it on the bite marks. Don't worry, the bleeding will stop very soon. Driver, take us to the main entrance if you would. Yes, that's all. Well, usually feedings go on for much longer, but I have a group of my dear ones ready to take their turn tonight. Like I said, I just wanted you to see how easy it was. What did you think? Just alright. No need to hide your true feelings, dear. I can tell you enjoyed it. Oh, you're blushing. See, I knew it. Oh, you're so darling. I'm going to love dressing you up. We can talk about it later, but I'd love to show you off at my next party. The vampires in this city love to get together and show off their humans. Sometimes, but only if you're alright with it. I might let them taste you as well. Don't worry. That's not something you need to talk about tonight. Tonight and for the near future. You can just relax. I'm afraid you'll have to share a bedroom. But my dear ones are all very kind. I'm sure you'll get along fabulously. You're free to wander the mansion grounds. I especially recommend the gardens. They're just lovely. After that, we'll work you into the schedule. You'll only really have to take shifts with chores a couple times a week. Same with the decoration duty. Your first real feeding session most likely won't be for a couple weeks, at least. Come along now. Let's go inside. Yes, it's wonderful, isn't it? It's your home now, just as much as it is mine. Now, I need to take care of some business, but... Gloria, over here, darling. Gloria will show you to your new living quarters. You can get a proper bath and some soft new clothes, my dear one.